election to be about the future, because if it's about the future, we all win. If this election is about whether or not to end the war, or pass universal health care, or make college more affordable, it won't be just a Democratic victory. It will be an American victory. That's the victory this country needs right now. This election and this moment are too important to settle for what we already know. The time has come to reach for what we know is possible. I am not running for this office to fulfill any long-held plans, or because I believe it's somehow owed to me. I never expected to be here. It is unlikely that I stand before you here today. I always knew that the journey I was on would be improbable. I've never been on a journey that wasn't. I'm running because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. I'm running because I do believe there's such a thing as being too late. And that hour is almost here. I'm running because I don't want to wake up one morning 4 years from now and turn on one of those cable talk shows and see that Washington is stuck in the same food fight it's been in for over a decade. I don't want to see that more Americans lost their health care and fell into bankruptcy because we let the insurance industry spend millions to stop us for yet another year. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that the oceans rose another few inches and the planet has reached the point of no return because we couldn't find a way to stop ourselves from buying oil from dictators. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that we risk more American lives in another misguided war because no one had the judgment to ask the tough questions before we sent our troops in to fight. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see homeless veterans on the streets. I don't want to send another generation of children through corridors of shame. I don't want this future for my daughters. I do not accept this future for America. It's time to turn the page. I run for the presidency for the same reason I drove halfway across the country over 2 decades ago. To bring jobs to the jobless, hope to the homeless on the streets of Chicago, for the same reason I stood up for justice and equality as a civil rights lawyer, for the same reason I fought for Illinois families for over a decade. Because I will never forget that the only reason I am standing here today is because someone somewhere stood up when it wasn't popular, stood up when it was risky, stood up when it was hard. Because that someone stood up, a few more stood up, and then 1,000 stood up, and then a few million stood up. And together they changed the world. That's why I run in this election. I run to give my children and your children the same chance that someone somewhere gave me. I run so that a year from today, there is a chance that the world will look at America differently, and that America will look at itself differently. I run to keep the promise of the United States of America alive for all those who still hunger for opportunity and thirst for equality and long to believe again. That is the change that's possible in this election. That is the moment I want to seize as president. And I ask you all to join me on this journey. Thank you very much, everybody.